the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Salt dudes. Alright, so today we're in with owls. You can go ahead and scope up on those owls right there. So these are Eurasian eagle owls. You can come back over. These are Eurasian eagle owls. It's the largest owl species in the world. I'll tell you a little bit more about them when I get them down, but I have to get a weight on them. These birds were flight trained in the past. The camera guy that's actually holding the camera is the one that was training them to do the back and forth work. And we were doing it inside the enclosure, but we haven't done that in a long time. We really don't have a need to do that. We want the pair to breed. They're still a little bit young to breed, but we don't want to be, using them for flight training or anything like that because we want the pair to breed. So the birds are good. In any other situation, if you have an owl that's wild or an owl that's not used to people, especially one at this size, could be very dangerous to do what I'm about to do, because by the time I got up there, they would be coming after me. They have very sharp talons, 500 pounds of pressure per square inch in those feet. So if they want to, they can sink that talon through one side of your arm and pull it right back out the other. And there's nothing you can do to get them to let go. The way that these birds are designed, they're birds of prey. They're gonna swoop down, grab their prey and fly away with it. So when their arms are up, their tendons are designed to not release the food. That's how they keep it in there. So when their hands are up, they're locked. So you would literally have to stretch out the hand to get them to open that up, which is virtually impossible. So essentially, if you get grabbed up by an owl, your best bet is to wait it out until they decide to let you go, which is not a fun experience. I've been there once or twice before. So what I have to do is I gotta go up there and I gotta catch the birds. I do it my way. I don't suggest anybody do it unless you're used to doing it. Unless you've done this a bunch of times, you can really damage your bird. So basically what I do is I grab with my big ass hands and I grab both feet at the same time and I'll pull them down. We have a lot of stuff going on up there. There's like a makeshift stick nest, bones of a nest. I don't even know what you call that. But there's some shit up there that they could get hurt on. So I have to grab the bird, immediately pull him away so he doesn't break any wings or anything like that, and then we take him down. Now, this may look bad to some people. Anybody that knows about birds of prey knows that this won't be a bad thing. I'm going to do it quickly, or as quickly as I can, so we don't stress them out. But they are good birds. So once I get them down, Jackie will throw the jesses on. I leave the anklets on the birds so that we can, do our weights and stuff when we need to. We do this about once every 2 months, just to check and make sure they're doing well. So the anklets are on, the jesses don't stay on because we don't want them getting tangled up and hurt. Let me see if I can get one down. So I don't want them bouncing around, so I'm not going to actively chase them. I want one, once they fly up and perch close enough, I'll go ahead and snag them. Jackie, you may have to poke from underneath their little door.
Too small.
He's so tiny. He's so tiny. Alright. I don't want them upside down for too long. This doesn't hurt them in any way, shape, or form. Again, they're good birds. They know the deal. So I'm going to wrap these wings up. I'm going to let the feet go for a second. Now, if this was a wild bird, I wouldn't let those feet go at all. Not at all. You want to have the feet. All right, Jackie, do your thing. This is, I believe this is the male. No, just pull it straight through. All the way to the male. There you go. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh these birds, make sure they're where they should be, and then we're gonna grease the anklets because this is cowhide leather, the jesses and the anklets. That's all right. We're just gonna take them off anyway, yeah. So what we wanna do is we wanna grease up that leather so it doesn't chunk off and break anytime soon. We'll have to replace it eventually, but, all right. Don't get my tongue. Yeah, this is definitely the male. So the male is going to be smaller in all birds of prey. Mom. The male is going to be smaller in all birds of prey species. Basically what it is, they're monogamous. Once they pair up, the female and the male stay together until one of them dies. The male will go out and hunt for food for the babies and the moms. He'll bring that back. So he's smaller and a little bit more agile versus the mom, who is much bigger, about a third bigger. She's gonna be about this tall when we get her, and a couple of pounds heavier because she's a nest protector. So she's gonna lay those eggs and protect the babies. So let's go get a weight on these clowns. All right, so just so everybody knows, this owl was glove trained as a baby and flight trained when he was a little bit older than a baby, so he already knows the deal how to stand on a glove. This doesn't just happen. You can't just get an owl from the wild or whatever and throw some jesses on it and put it on a glove and expect them to be able to stand there. They'll be extremely terrified for one, and it's hard for them to find their balance because you're moving around. So even for these guys, he's heavy, like far heavier than he should be if we were flying him, but a good way for him and his woman in there. Come on, stand. So he knows how to stand on a glove, but you'll see he kind of falls forward a little bit. He's still trying to find his balance. He hasn't done it in a while. Right, bud? But he's a good bird. You're a good bird. So let's go find out how much the fat ass weighs. I know he's heavy, because I can feel it.
Hello.
All right, so we want to just put the back of his feet there. I'm going to press the back of his legs down, and then he'll go to that. You gotta stand right there, bud. You're too big now. Holy good Lord, dude. Man, is this the is this the female or is this the fucking male?
Big, whatever it is.
5.5 pounds. So this is the male, and I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he is. I'll know when I pull that other bird out for sure, because I wasn't stealing one boat. About 5.5 pounds for a male. That's a big old bird right there. And 5.5 pounds doesn't seem like a lot. Put that on your arm for a couple of minutes, and it gets a lot heavier. 5 pounds, turn to 10 pounds, turns to 15 pounds, right, bud? But you can see the bird is actually really good. Even though he's in the cage by himself and we don't mess with him much, he still knows from when he was younger that we're not bad people. Now, I don't think these are like parrots. This is my own personal opinion. I don't think birds of prey are like parrots. Parrots form an extreme bond with whoever works with them or owns them. Versus Karen, what are you doing? This bird will eat you.
Maybe we should go for a walk.
Yeah, why don't you take off for a second? So, birds of prey are not like parrots. There's not an extreme bond formed. I think with owls, there's a little bit of something there, whereas they realize, you know, who their people are, and maybe there's like a small emotional connection, but I think for these guys, it's more working and food. So most of the birds of prey that I've worked with, and the people that I work with that do falconry and things like that, it's more of a working relationship than anything else. It's not like it wants to cuddle with you, it wants to see you and stuff like that. It more wants to work, it knows what's happening, and they work well for the people that they work with. But not like a good idea for like a pet. If you want to carry around a bird on your shoulder and have him hanging out with you all day long, this ain't the one. You ain't the one, huh, bud? But we snuggle anyway. Don't peck my face up. All right, so I know, Rooster. You don't like anything. All right, so what we're gonna do, we don't have the bigger one?
That is a bigger one.
No, the big one. Oh, that's at my house doing it? Okay, this one. So we're gonna put them in the bird box while I go get the other one. That way I don't have to chase the other one around while this one's storming around the cage. We don't want to hurt him. All right, good boy. Round 2. Boom. Oh, it's Talia.
Good morning, sunshine.
She woke up from her nappy. Carrie and I were discussing how is it possible for you guys to take naps in the back of your car for 2 reasons. Number 1,
My height.
have you ever slept in the back of a car? It's terrible. Your height probably has a lot to do
My
with
car
it.
is comfy. I don't know what you're talking
There's a hump in the middle of both seats. You got 2 bucket seats and a hump in the middle.
I don't have a hump either. Yeah. It's nice and flat, nice and soft.
I have to see this for myself. I have to see this for myself. Hold on. Is it open?
Yeah.
There's a hump. That's a hump, people. See that? It's enough to make you uncomfortable. Have you guys never heard the story about the 10 mattresses with a pee under it and the lady felt it?
Yeah, Princess and the Pea. Did you know the name of that story?
I do know. It's the Princess and the Pea. But there's a giant hump in that. So this lady couldn't sleep with a pee under 10 mattresses and you guys sleep over a giant hump. Regardless. Then they do it with no AC. And I know it's winter time here in Florida, but what is it? 90 degrees right now?
Exactly.
It's like 82. Don't be
Still.
dramatic.
82. What's the temperature in your house when you go to sleep?
64.
That's my point right there.
Right.
Thanks for proving it. All right, let's go get another owl. Wouldn't be funny if you just snapped that thing right
Right, exactly. Just broke it right off.
All right, so I'm pretty sure that I was wrong. Pretty sure that's the female. Makes sense. 5.5 pounds. That's a big ass male. Not that it's not possible. I just don't think it is. And then when we came out, the second I looked at this one, it's the male. He's smaller. So let's do it again. Oh, shh. Thank you, Jackie. Man,
I've
what would I
always
do
got
without
you
Jackie?
covered, boss.
Always
man.
thinking.
I would have got out here and had to go all the way back. That's why you always hire good staff. Because I'm old. And I don't eat my ginkgo biloba, so I don't remember shit. Don't worry about me, Mr. Owl.
Nothing happening here. Nothing to see.
I'm gonna laugh when that branch breaks because it's
One
done.
day it will. I knew you were going to do that. Just grab the feet, grab the feet, grab the feet.
I was about to.
Terrible, Corey.
My bad. I was going left-handed. So.
Yeah, seriously, you have the camera in your hand? Are you telling me her trying to do that?
I am now.
Come on, Jackie.
Epic shit right there. I just need you to touch a foot.
Climb a little bit higher.
Just touch a foot, Jackie.
Come on, buddy.
You got it, Jackie. I believe in you. That's my finger you got there, bud. Definitely the male. It's like holding a baby compared to the other one. Buddy, you got my finger right now? It really doesn't feel good, bud. This is actually quite nice. You're so tiny.
It's a lot easier all of a sudden.
I thought he felt a little bit heavy when I thought it was the other one. I was like, man,
This is a big male.
really gained some weight. You really put it on. But
What have we been feeding you?
you're just like a tiny football. Stay football. Good boy.
If I didn't have the camera, I would have got him.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself to follow. Come on, figure it out. Are you taking a look? Okay, well you gotta open your foot, bud. Turkey hand. There you go. Ooh. Why are you being retarded right now? What?
I refuse.
He is, of the two, is the more retarded.
He's like, I refuse to go willingly.
There you go, bud. There you go. Can I unwrap you here? I need it. Gotta let it go. There you go, dude. Look at that. You're not as challenged as I thought. Oh, this is so much easier. I could do this for days. All right, let's take a guess on weight. What do you think?
The other one's 5'5". I'm gonna say 3'7".
3.7. What do you got, Talia?
3.8.
3.8. This is like the price is f***ing right. Jackie?
0.
$3.
$1, Bob.
$1.
Everybody's like, F you, lady.
You're a dick move.
I'm gonna say 3.4.
See, it's not fair. You know how much you weigh. You can feel it.
I'll give you that. There is an advantage, but.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the male. He's a little bit more challenged than the female. Why are you looking like that, dude? Let's see if we can get him on the ski out here. Let's see if we want. Everybody lost.
Ooh, is there something?
4 pounds. That means.
4?
Who had 3.9?
He had 3.8.
I had 3.8, so I still win. Price is right rules.
Price is right. The price is wrong. All right. So actually, 4 pounds is really good. I thought he felt a little bit underweight, but 4 pounds is good. 3.4 to like 4.5. My male before was 4.5 at all times. Flew at 4.5, so he flew heavy. Look at him. Why are you looking at me like that? Dude, you're freaking out a little bit. So it's the largest owl species in the world, guys. It's the Eurasian eagle owl. Obviously, Eurasian. Where do you think they come from, Julia?
China.
The Asia area, you say? Europe and Asia?
Europe.
We could say Europe and Asia because it's Eurasian, right? So in that area there's another owl species that's taller than he is, and another owl species that's a little bit heavier, but as far as size and weight goes, these guys take the cake. So arguably, the largest owl species in the world is the Eurasian eagle owl. So they're silent flyers, all owls are, because they're mostly hunting at night, but not all owls are nocturnal. Some are nocturnal, like this guy right here. Some are crepuscular. What does that mean, Carrie?
Means they're active at dusk and dawn.
Boom. And then some are actually diurnal. What does that mean, Talia?
What?
Diurnal. What
In a day.
My college education.
My heart.
Thank you, Nova.
Heart. It's diurnal.
Urinal? That's what I heard.
Diurnal. Diurnal.
The new German techno band.
So there's all different kinds of owls. Some awake during the day, some awake at night, some active at dusk and dawn. These guys are a true nocturnal species here. Although here at our park we raise them, they're more on our schedule than anything else. So they don't sleep during the day, they sleep at night, the whole 9 yards. They do get a little bit more active when it starts to get dark, but they do sleep at night because we're here all day long. So they're adjusted to our schedule since they were born. Nobody freak out. We didn't catch them from the wild and take them over here and slam them with a bunch of cymbals and alarms while it was nighttime to wake them up or whatever. They just were raised this way. So.
You gotta look at this.
What is it, dude?
Get your breath out of the face.
Also, too, if anybody wants to know, those things above his heads, or heads, those things above his head are not his ears. Those are just tufts. It's to make them look bigger and scarier. There you go. You can put them out. It's all right. Show them off, bud. Show them off. Their ears are right on the side of our head, or their head, just like ours. One points up, one points down. You know, this one time, should I even show you that?
I don't know.
If I had to give you guys the information, I went on a tour the other day. I'm not going to say the place that I went to, but I went on a tour, and the lady that was giving out the information had all kinds of crazy information. The owl's ear was below the eye, the other one's below the chin. Big guy, there's nothing on there. Below the chin, it was just a bunch of ridiculous information. And in case anybody didn't know, according to this lady, alligator snapping turtles can get on their back feet and run as fast as a car. Jot that shit down.
Will you find me? Hope you find me. the sun rise, when the sun